Good morning, this is Kasturi Day. Today I'm going to discuss the question answers, continue with the discussion of the question answers of the force and pressure chapter according to ICSE syllabus class 8. Okay, so I'm starting with that question number 26. So name the two factors on which the pressure of the surface depends. It depends on the area of the surface on which the thrust acts and on the magnitude of the thrust which is acting on the surface. Okay. So next is the gum bottle which rests on its base if it is placed upside down. Okay, how does the thrust and the pressure change? See, the gum bottle has a narrow neck and a wider base. So when it is upside down, when it is placed upside down, the gum bottle will have a less surface area because the neck is narrow, so it will have a less surface area. Okay, so the pressure will, the thrust will be larger. Again, when it is placed upside down, the neck is narrow, so the cross-sectional area, that is surface area, will be small, less. Therefore, the pressure will be more. Again, next question is explain why the sleepers are used below the rails. Because the rails, when the train passes by, the weight of the train, the passing train, that exerts some pressure on the track. So if the slippers were not there, then the track may sink into the ground. To avoid the sinking, these slippers are laid so that can take the pressure and distribute to the sideways. Okay. Now we come to an experiment to show that liquid exerts pressure at the bottom of the container, which is where it is kept. For this, we need a glass tube which is open at both the ends. A deflated balloon is attached at one end, at the lower end. Okay, and now we pour some water in the tube. We see that the balloon bulges out. Okay, this shows that the liquid pressure exerts pressure at the bottom of the container. Next is describe a suitable experiment to demonstrate a liquid exerts pressure sideways also. For this again we need a glass tube which is one end is blocked, but it has a narrow opening at its sides. See, from the picture you can see a tube which has a narrow opening at its side and top opening is there. And in that narrow opening, which is at the side, we attach a deflated balloon. Again, now in that tube, we pour some water in it. We see the balloon bulges out. Okay, so this shows that the liquid exerts pressure sideways also. Again, for this next question is, for this simple experiment to show that at a given depth, a liquid exerts same pressure in all directions. Okay, for this a plastic mug and water in a bucket is taken. Okay, now the mug is inverted and it is pressed inside the water, into the water. Okay, so as to immerse it in the water. We feel an upward push, okay, which is experienced on the hand. Okay, now this shows that the liquid exerts pressure upward. Again, in another experiment, we take a balloon which is filled with water, its mouth is tied. And now we make some holes on the sides of the balloons with a pin in all the directions. We see that as the balloon is filled, the water is coming out from the balloon through all the pores of the balloon, from all the directions. So this shows that water in the balloon exerts pressure in all directions. See, from the picture you can see the water is coming out from all the pores in every direction of the balloon. Now state two factors on which the pressure at a point of the liquid depends. See, it depends on the height of the liquid column, okay, and the density of the liquid column. If the liquid pressure if the height of the liquid column is more, the liquid pressure will be more. Again, if the density of the liquid is more, the liquid pressure is more. Now, describe an experiment to show that the liquid pressure at a point increases with the increase in height of the liquid column above the point. So for this we need two glass tubes, okay, and one glass tube in this is sufficient, okay, whose both the ends are open, and at the lower end we attach a balloon, deflated balloon. Now we pour some water inside the tube. So we see that the balloon bulges out. Now we pour some more water in the tube. Then we see that we'll notice that the balloon will bulge more. For this experiment shows that the greater is the height of the water column in the tube, or the liquid column in the tube, above the balloon, the greater is the pressure exerted by it on the balloon. Next, describe an experiment to show that the liquid and pressure depends on the density of the liquid. For this, we take two glass tubes, identical tubes A and B, whose both the ends are open, and two balloons, deflated balloons are attached at both the ends of the, lower end of each tube. Okay, then we pour some water inside A, and in the B tube we pour some concentrated sugar solution of the same height. Okay, so we see that in both the cases the balloon will be inflated, but in case of A the inflation is less, and in case of B it will be more. The balloon inflates more. So this shows that the same height of the concentrated sugar solution exerts more pressure than the water. And as the density of the concentrated sugar solution is more than water, therefore it is concluded that the liquid pressure increases with the increase in the density of the liquid. See, from the picture you can see that the liquid pressure is more in case of B than A. See, next is, we do not feel uneasy even under the enormous atmospheric pressure. Give a reason. See, we have blood inside our body, and that exerts pressure in the veins of our body. Okay, this pressure is slightly more than the outside atmospheric pressure. Okay, that's why we do not feel the atmospheric pressure outside. Okay. Next is, describe a simple experiment to illustrate that air exerts pressure. For this, a glass filled with water, okay, up to its brim is taken. Okay, then we cover it with a postcard. On the top of it, we keep a postcard on the top of the glass. Then a palm is kept on of a hand is placed on the top of the card, and we invert it upside down. Invert the glass upside down. Then the hand is gently removed from the postcard. Then it is observed that the postcard does not fall, okay, from the glass, although the pressure due to the water column in the glass is acting on it. The reason is that the atmospheric pressure acting upward on the postcard from the outside the glass, okay, which overcomes the pressure of the postcard and due to water in the glass. Okay, that's why the postcard, if we are removing the hand from the postcard and still the glass is upside down, then also the postcard is not falling. This is because of this reason. Why? Because atmosphere is exerting pressure upward. Okay. Next question is, describe the crushing tin can experiment. That what do you conclude from the experiment? For this, a thin-walled tin can is taken, which is provided with an airtight stopper. Now the stopper is removed. The can is partially filled with water. Then the can is placed over flame of a burner, and it's heated till all the water has boiled out, begins to boil. Then the air pressure inside and outside the can is the same. Okay. Now when steam starts coming out, when the water is boiling, then steam starts coming out of the opened end of this of the stopper, opening end. Okay, and the stopper is placed after the steam has come out. The stopper is placed and the can is removed from the burner. Then the can is placed in a tub and cold water is poured on the can. it is noticed the can collapses. Okay, the reason is that the steam has driven out with it most of the air from the can. From the can, the air, there was air inside the can, and when the steam is, when the water boiled, the steam, when the steam was coming out, it took almost all the air which was inside the can to outside. Then when cold water is poured, the steam condenses into water, leaving a partial vacuum in the can, and the air pressure from the outside is now more than the pressure inside. Therefore, this is exerting the air is exerting pressure from outside, which is forcing the can to collapse. See the picture, you can see the picture, the can, the water is being boiling here inside the can, steam is coming out, and after that, almost when all the steam has come out, then we place the can with the stopper inside a tub, and cold water is poured inside it, the can collapses. Okay, so I'll stop here. I'll continue with the rest of the question answers in my next video. Please go through this. If you have any doubt, please do write in the comments box. And if you are a new viewer to my channel, please do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. And if you are liking the videos, press the like button, share with your friends and colleagues so that they can also be benefited from this. Thank you.